This is my 2K17 dribble guide part number 2, pick and roll dribbles. And Kevin Love, I'm sorry, step back. So these dribbles I'm going to show you today is designed to be used in the pick and roll to make your ball screen and roll and fade game absolutely deadly. Now they involve a lot of non-turbo right stick flicks, so unlike the previous move I showed you which was turbo dominated, this one is the absolute counter opposite. So if you like actually isolation crosses, you can click the link above and below to watch tutorial number 1 to learn that, and I suggest you watch that too because some of those basics apply to here. But yes, make sure you subscribe for over 100 2K17 tutorials and also subscribe for a chance to play with me in my park this year. Now, so why would I create a whole new set of dribbles based on, non-turbo right stick flicks? This is because it saves stamina and it adds a change of pace to your game. And also, right stick turbo escape is nice, but it's very tiring. And as some of you know, if you run out of stamina this year, it really hurts the performance of your player in terms of how fast they can run. So here are the 3 setup moves for pick and roll that I'm going to show you today with non-turbo right stick flicks. They are basically just right stick flicks at the beginning, but then you hold left stick and turbo at the end to explode. So you barely use any turbo, but you still need it at the end to explode out. And how you flick the right stick would change the move depending on how you do. So here is the first one, triple between the legs. You see, that's nice. And don't worry, I will show these in slow motion later too, but I just wanted to show it to you one time in real speed. And here's the double behind the back, explode with the left stick again. So you can see I'm doing the setup moves with right stick, no turbo, I'm just flicking them and cross behind back and explode with the left stick. So let's take a look at the control science of each move. So for the triple between the legs, you're just gonna press the stick at that angle one time, away from ball hand, again away from ball hand for the second time, and again from ball hand the third time. So it's more like 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, you're thinking in clock terms. And make sure to explode out, you press and hold L stick at an angle where you want to head to with turbo. So press and hold the L stick with turbo. After you finish the last right stick move, you do that, you explode out. And make sure you explode right when the ball is at the hip. So there you go, you see he goes. Green release, switch ball. And I'm going to stop at the elbow every time for these moves because I just want to create, like a step and go. And that's one time in real time, triple between the legs. Pretty sexy. So for the double behind the back, you're just going to press the stick straight down 6 o'clock twice. So one time for one go, another time for another go. They will always go opposite hand because it's behind the back. And to explode out, hold the left stick at an angle you want to go. So usually 11 o'clock and press and hold the left stick with turbo all together. Don't let go of either. And make sure you explode out when the ball is at the hip of the player. Stop at the elbow for practice, shoot it again. Here it is in real time. Remember, explode at the hip. I'm not going to say it again, but it's really important. Make sure you explode with the left stick at the hip. Alright, and here's the last one. We're going to cross right to left with right stick, and then behind back down with the right stick. Remember, no turbo for any of these right stick flicks. Explode out at the hip with left stick, hold it, and turbo at the direction you want. Swish. And you can see it one time in real time. Remember, non-turbo right stick flicks at the beginning is setup. So you do these because they don't look very deadly on their own, but if you chain and you combine those dribbles with pick and rolls, that's when this becomes crazy. Watch me chain it with a pick and roll. So those are all the moves I taught you, all chained together alongside a DeAndre ball screen. Run the guy to the ball screen and it's absolutely over. They are very subtle, but they are very effective. This is because they cost no stamina. Plus, as you're doing this, you're protecting the ball while the screener is around or while the screen is coming. This in turn lowers turnovers, and it also helps you create plenty of passing angles in the pick and roll because you're not doing any turbo setup dribbles. The non-R-stick flicks keeps you very balanced. So here I'm combining it with a switch screen from tutorial number 2. If you want to learn how to do a switch screen, watch that tutorial. But you can see this is a switch screen with DeAndre with the non-R-stick flick setup dribbles with the left stick explode out. Very deadly. And here's the between legs behind back. So you can see with all these clips, my guy is just very balanced. So it's not very like the hazy escape where it's kind of wild. It's both are effective, but one is a wild kind of effective. You can think Manu, and this kind is more like a cerebral kind of effective, kind of like Chris Paul. So I suggest you gotta make both. You gotta mix both of them in your game because you don't want to get tired out throughout the course of the game. And here's a subscriber special. So thanks to you guys for subscribing. If you like it, add a like and make sure you leave the pro stick orientation on camera relative. So that's all right, family. Make sure you take this to this is the 2KU freestyle practice mode. Always go there to practice these right stick flicks. I know you can call for a screen here, but you pretty much just want to do this here because you just want to get the feel of the dribbles. And you want to pull up because you want to get that feel of stop and go. If you're using these with the pick and rolls, you will be stopping and going a lot. Unlike the, turbo heavy isolation cross, like the hazy escape I taught you earlier, that one, you're not stopping, man. You're just gonna go. You're gonna hit them with, you might kind of stop with a counter, but you're not really stopping in the counter. You're just changing direction immediately, right? This one is gonna be lots of stop and goes. That's why it works so good with pick and rolls. Try it. The angles and the balance will help you create angles, extra angles for everything. The roll pass, the pull-ups. As always, thanks for coming by. Money Play Tutorial. Next, I'll see all of you next time.